very good morning at 11 past 11. Welcome to our first academic activity that decides who eats the bowl as the year keeps running. Tonight, or to begin this, is the inter-house debate competitions. And we shall begin watching from any point of view from the semi-final stage. We had the preliminary rounds already, and now we are going to start from the semi-final stage. Debaters are going to be given the motion, semi-final 1 and semi-final 2. So after the motion has been given out, debaters will be given 10 minutes to prepare comprehensively, and the debate will start immediately. Once the judges are ready, I'll give them the microphone to start the debate officially by them sharing the motion. After sharing the motion, then we shall start more officially with the anthems, prayer, and we'll continue. I just want to make sure that everything is right. We get the first motion. We are giving out one motion at a time. So the first motion for the first semi-final will be given out. The second motion for the second semi-final will be given out in 10 minutes or 10 minutes before kickoff, right? So when they have the motion, we shall now start officially. All right, I'll now give the power to microphone for the judges. First of all, first semi-final houses. First semi-final includes Saint. First semi-final. All right, first semi-final. Saint Mawagali A versus Saint Chizito A. Take the podium. Saint Mawagali A versus Saint Chizito A. Take the podium. The motion will come from the judges, and thereafter you'll have 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, we'll open officially with the anthems, prayer. And I'm giving a chance to the audience, anthems and prayer from the audience, because for us, we have enough time to win an audience. So anthems from the audience, anyone? First, motion. You people have come to lead. Let me see whether it will work. Okay, who wants to do what? By coincidence, one color did not come. What do you want to do? National anthem? East African anthem? Uganda region anthem? Schools anthem? Prayer? Our school anthem is taken. Now, I want to deploy you, and I want to thank God that I'm going to deploy you. Somebody saying anthems must have the voice, right? Okay, anthem, Uganda, East Africa, Uganda, our school's prayer, our school's what? And our school's anthem. Then, you're going to give us a prayer. Michael will give us any opening remarks, whatever you want to wish, in a speech form. you're going to give us. But you will be properly guarded by these two people, one on this hand, one on this hand. So that is your army as you'll be opening the day for us. Okay? Great. Motion.
The motion for the first semi-final is the motion for the first semi-final is this house believes that parents should be convicted for the crimes committed by their minor children. This house believes that parents should be convicted for the crimes committed by their minor children.
Parents should be convicted for the crimes committed by their minor children. I saw one judge giving out the papers to determine who will propose and who will oppose. And your 10 minutes will continue. So I'm going to request that as we sing the anthems, go behind and prepare. Don't be part of the anthems. Go and prepare. Then I'll invite you after 10 minutes. What are you going to do? Which side, Mutaka, you picked? Use this one and we see whether you will propose or oppose.
Side will be proposing this motion.
That side will be proposing the motion. And
my side will be opposing the motion.
Will be opposing the motion. Parents should be convicted for the crimes, is it crimes? Committed by their minor children. Great. After that, now, debaters, St. Kizito, pass in that wing and disappear. Go prepare. St. Mwagali, from there, as we start here, officially. May I request that you rise, and at 25 minutes after 5, we start the day.
Oh, Uganda, may God hold thee, we lay our future in thy hands. United
cha Buganda chava dana fetu chikumenga.
O Lord God, the Creator, merciful Father, we pray for progress uphold us and this
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. O Lord God, Almighty God, as we have come today to you to perform our debates, the semi-finals and the finals, we pray that you send your Holy Spirit upon our debaters and all our judges, so that we can have a smooth debate and everything okay. And we pray that you protect our parents who are going to be watching this debate, and you bless the work of their hands so that they can be successful in whatever they do. Glory be to the Father, and to the Holy Spirit, as it was in the beginning, it's now and ever shall be, world without end. Amen. Mother Kevin. Mother Kevin. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Great. You can, Michael, remain here. You're going to give us the opening remarks. Opening remarks. Not as a member of St. Chuanuka, but as a member, as an assistant head prefect who has just been sworn in a few hours behind. So you must be ready for your first activity.
Good morning, school. I'm here to give the opening remarks of the first semi-finals of the debate, inter-house debate. So I start with thanking the debaters for stepping up to debate for their houses. Thank you. May you give them a thunderous clap. I also now thank all the trainers who have taken their time to train these debaters. May you please give them a thunderous clap. And now, I want every house to take part in thanking the debaters, that if they make a good point here, you just snap or stamp. Don't make noise, because if you make noise, they will reduce the marks. So, this morning, I've just been sworn in, but Saint Mwagali Oye, Saint Mulumba Oye, Saint Mbaga Oye, Saint Chuanuka Oye. May you all get Saint Chizito Oye. May you all get the marks that you deserve. Thank you.
Thank you for the opening remarks. Again, it's time. I want to give out the microphone so that the judges can start running their race as they planned. For you, as he said, may the best house win. Good posture, good ear, and the race starts. At the right time, the judges will call back the debaters, and I think it will unfold.
Can we have the debaters on the floor, please? Debaters, a few rules and regulations we're going to be working with. You have 5 minutes of speech per speaker. Secondly, you will have 1 minute of cross-exam, 1 minute and 15 seconds. And then thirdly, we shall only have the first and second speakers from each side being cross-examined. So the third speakers shall not do any cross-examination. They shall make their speeches and take their seats. One more time. The first two speakers on each side, meaning the first speaker affirmative, the first speaker opposition, the second speaker affirmative, the second speaker opposition, will all be cross-examined. However, the third speakers will only make their speeches and there shall not be cross-examination. We wish you nothing but the best in the round, and may the best person win. All right, we invite the first speaker from the affirmative to read the motion and start the round.
The motion is, this House believes that parents should be convicted for the crimes committed by their minor children.
Thank you, Speaker, but you're going to be using the podium for speaking. You will not speak from there. When your first minute is done, I will alert you like this. When you have 1 minute to go, I shall still alert you. And when you see me do this, your time is over. Speaker, make your way to the floor.
Our motion of today is, the House believes that parents should be convicted for the crimes committed by their minor children. To convict a person is to put them in jail after a legal process of trial. My first point is, parents should be convicted for such crimes committed by their minor children. Which minor children are those under 18 years? They should be convicted because these children wouldn't have a chance to commit these crimes if the parents are not ignorant of their activities and what they would be doing at home. If a parent always kept surveillance or supervision on this child, there would be no way that they would be able to commit that crime. Secondly, there is irresponsibility among adults and these called parents. When a parent is really responsible, they will take the time to, first of all, counsel their children or guide them not to commit such crimes intentionally. Or they should get them on what not to do at home and what to do. Because they are irresponsible, they do not do this, and the children end up committing crimes. The third one, when the parents are convicted, after committing these crimes we speak of, the children, these minor children, knowing that their parents are not going to be home with them and they will be in prison because of what they have done, they will learn a lesson of knowing what they should do and what they have done. They will know that they have committed a crime and their parents have gone to prison for it. And because of that, they are now at home with no parents, or they could even fail to have basic needs. Fourthly, if these children commit the crimes and are taken to the juvenile prisons or mental institutes, it could lead to depression among them. They could reach there and they are not seeing their parents, they are not having any interactions. They are there and are being punished. Most of these juvenile prisons engage in some work activities that these children may not manage. So it will lead to depression and it will make them sad and their mindset will be twisted in that kind of a way. Accepted.
It is wrong to say that the juveniles prison, the centers, will have harsh activities because the children have been sent to these juvenile centers because of the crimes they committed.
I didn't mention harsh activities. I said there are some pieces of work that may be too big for these minor children to carry out. Then when these children go to the juvenile prisons, they are minor children, they are underage, they don't know what they are doing. They will reach there and these older, more experienced children that are at the juvenile facility may bully or tease these people. This bullying can cause death, the depression I spoke of in my last point, or even suicide. They can decide to commit suicide because of this very reason. So, accepted.
In juvenile prisons, they group these children according to age, and so they'll be counseling them according to their age. How will the older children bully these younger children, yet they are grouped according to age and they are worked upon in their age brackets?
They are worked upon according to their age bracket, but it's not that they don't meet at any point in the facility. And even if these older children have their ways of breaking to the younger side to disturb them or bully them because they maybe want something out of them, maybe they want money or anything, I rest my case. Thank you.
Welcome, Chris.
Was that the parents are irresponsible, which will make the children commit these crimes. But are you aware that these parents, they have a brain to inform their children? They give them the rules and regulations not to do a certain thing. So these children go against them and they end up committing the crimes.
If they were really told, for example, when your mother at home tells you not to go over, remember this is a young person, they fear a lot of things in the world. When they tell you, don't go near the kitchen, don't play with hot water, would you go deliberately and touch that water?
No.
That's my point. If they had been counseled or guided, they wouldn't be able to do those crimes.
But the parents are there. You cannot be a parent and you fail to counsel your child. So what you're saying is actually a lie.
That's why I'm saying that these parents are irresponsible.
Okay, so another point, another question is, you talked about juvenile centers, giving them harsh work. They are grouped, remember, according to their ages. So they give them the work that will make them disciplined.
I did not speak of harsh treatment or harsh pieces of work.
Okay, you mentioned big activities. I'll begin my speech in 3, 2,
1.
That microphone is adjustable. You can lower it to your height or you can raise it to your height. It's adjustable. Just pull it down. And don't worry, your time is not counting. Just lower it to your height. Good.
Okay, I begin my speech in 3, 2, 1. This house believes that parents should be convicted for the crimes committed by their minor children. I agree with the proposition side about the meaning of the motion, but I would like to begin by rebutting one of the points. Speaker, you mentioned irresponsibility, but some of these parents stay at home to cook for the children, to teach the children morals, and while at home they discipline, they counsel the children so that they don't do such crimes. Another thing is that the children are not supervised, but are you aware that these children join bad peer groups which lead them to causing these crimes? And when the parents try to talk to them, the children might report to the peer groups, and the peer groups might threaten the parents. So I do not agree with your points. So I would like to begin with my points. It is very unfair to arrest the parents who did not commit the crime in the first place. Remember, these parents have counseled, they have done their part. So these children will join bad peer groups. These bad peer groups influence them. They will cause the children to learn bad behavior. They will start stealing. They will start killing to get money. Another thing, these children, remember they are below 18. Some of them, we are talking about the children maybe from 1 year to 10 years. They will learn nothing and they will continue with their behavior. Arresting the parents is telling them it is okay. They will not be blamed for the crime, so they will continue
POI.
and they will accept it.
On this point of threatening by peer groups, do you think if these parents were clearly supervising their children, do you think that they would be able to join those peer groups?
Yes, they will want to fit in with the group and to tell stories to their friends that I'm in a peer group, we do this and this. So to feel big, they'll join those peer groups. And if their parents refuse them, they report to the peer groups. So I would like to continue. The children will continue with their behavior and they will not learn anything. So instead of arresting the parents, children can be taken to the mental and juvenile centers. These mental and juvenile centers, they can arrange them in their groups, give them work that suits them, and they will teach them values of discipline, the morals, so that they cannot go back into the society to harm others. Another one is, it is not right to arrest parents because these children, the parents try so hard, they can even send the children to camps where they improve the discipline of the children. For those that cannot afford these camps, they can be taken to the villages where they are trained by their grandparents, their nephews, where they live that kind of harsh condition. And the children, if they misbehave, let's say they can be taken to the village and the elders of that family can punish them, or even the parents themselves can give them punishments and warn them. So those are my points. I rest my case.
On your point of punishment by parents or the elders of their villages, in what way do you think that the punishments would make them stop their acts other than convicting their parents or stopping them from being in peer groups?
When these children are punished, they'll know what I did was wrong, so
whenever they do something wrong, they'll have that in their mind that whenever I do something wrong, there's a punishment awaiting.
Do you think that these parents would have the right punishments or counseling for these children to make them stop their bad behaviors or to instill in them discipline and morals?
Of course, I think so, because the parents, they are the ones that produce these children. They know most of how their behavior, so they will give them the punishment that they know will make them stop these crimes.
How of those parents who got into parenting through teenage pregnancies, who are maybe struggling to go back at school, or they are struggling to provide for their children and they are never at home? How will they be supervised?
I begin my speech in 3, 2, 1. I would like to start with a rebuttal of the opposition side's points. Earlier they had said that when their parents are taken to prison, they will go and kill other people to get money to buy their food and do other stuff. But it is wrong, because as the minor children, as their parents are being arrested, their parents will take them to their relatives who can nurture them, the ones who their parents trust. So that point is wrong. I would like to build up the points of my colleague saying some parents go to work sometimes that will lead to these adolescents, who want freedom, to go out at night or in the evening to their bad peer groups and sometimes commit crimes. My first point is it will make the parents take care of their minor children better when they are back from prison, because the parents are from prison and they don't want to go back to suffer those harsh punishments, so they will nurture their children even better than they had before, so that the children avoid crimes. My second point is it will put the discipline in the minor children, because when your parents are taken away, you'll be feeling so sad, and sometimes you might even lack basic needs to eat or drink or even wear clothes. So they will have to be disciplined in order to avoid their parents go back to prison. I rest my case.
Ask from there. Ask from there.
You spoke about that. You said that children will suffer to get basic needs, so they will work out so that their parents are not arrested. Don't you see that this suffering to get basic needs is of a disadvantage to these children, and we can solve this issue by doing something else rather than arresting their parents?
They can be taken to their other relatives.
You spoke about parents not being responsible for their children. For example, here at school, teachers tell you to do things and you don't do them. Not because the teachers are irresponsible, but because they have taken their responsibility and they have told you what to do, but you have refused to do it. And if teachers are punished for your irresponsibility in the disguise of saying that it's theirs, how will it help to fight? If parents are arrested for their children's crimes, how will it help to reduce the crime rate of children?
Adolescents, they want freedom. You learned it in primary 6, right? So, also them, they feel bad when their parents are taken to prison.
I begin my speech in 1, 2, 3. This House believes that parents should be convicted for the crimes committed by their minor children. First of all, before I continue, I want to start by rebutting this side's points. They spoke about ignorance in parents, that parents do not take time or responsibility to talk to their children. I want to inform you that these parents do talk to their children, but the children do not take the initiative to practice what their parents told them. And we meet different people in our life. These different people influence us in different ways, and we can get from them a good influence or a bad influence. And we copy what our friends do. When we copy what our friends do, we want to do what exactly they do so that we match with them. So we copy those behaviors that can lead to crimes. And because our parents are irresponsible or ignorant, but because we have got this influence from other people, that's why parents should not be convicted for their children's crimes. A parent cannot give full-time supervision. You say that parents do not supervise their children. That's why their children commit these crimes, and that's why they should be taken to prison so that they learn, so that their children learn their mistakes. But parents don't have full-time supervision over their children. Like here at school where you are now, your parents are not supervising you, so you cannot
POI.
accept it.
We may not have our parents here at school supervising us, but we have plenty of teachers that can keep us in order. Is it not so?
Yes, it is so, but they will not blame the teachers for not keeping you in order. They will arrest your parents because they will say they never took time to talk to you, like you said. I was still explaining the point of parents do not have full-time supervision for their children. Indeed, parents don't have full-time supervision for their children. You are here, you will commit a crime, and this crime will be the same crime that will make your parent be arrested, but she is not responsible because she is not with you, and your parent cannot look at you in the process of killing your friend, and she will sit there and look at you. She will tell you that that is wrong, and you won't be in position to do it. So I don't say that it is right to arrest parents for their children's crimes. We can leave arresting them and take other things like taking these children who have committed these crimes to juvenile prisons, because in these juvenile prisons they teach these children what they have done wrong and these children will learn and never do it again, because I'm very sure when children are taken there, they will feel bad because they will be away from their parents, and they will learn the right thing to do. And in this juvenile, and it's very hard for a child who is young to commit a crime. For something to be called a crime, it should be so big, not like beating a friend. It's bad, but it's not a crime. It should be so big, like killing, massive stealing, something like that. So for a child to commit this crime, it must be something so big. It may be like a mental issue. So when they are taken to these juvenile centers, they are corrected. And if a parent is arrested for their child's crime, the children will not understand what they have done wrong, because it is the parents suffering for them. They are not suffering. If a child realizes that every time I make a mistake, it will be another person to suffer for me, they will not take action. They will continue committing these crimes, since these crimes have no impact on them. So arresting parents for their children's offenses is not right at all. I rest my case.
Don't you think that juvenile prisons can make minor children commit suicide?
No, not at all. Because when they are there, they are given mental treatment.
Like, don't you think they will miss their parents
And still when their parents are convicted, they will miss them. And so it is not helping us anyway.
Okay. Who said that parents cannot hire supervisors or put their children in daycares?
Parents cannot hire supervisors. If parents are to hire supervisors, in this school we are around 1,000 pupils. So if every parent hires a supervisor and every child hires a supervisor to monitor them, the school will be overcrowded and it is indeed expensive.
I never said at school, I said at home when they commit the crimes.
Beg your pardon, be audible, please.
What if they are at home and the supervisors are there? Isn't it okay?
See here, let's set our premises in Uganda. Parents don't actually hire supervisors. There are people like maids, and as a maid is cooking or doing other chores, a child is this side playing with their friend.
I'll start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Resolved, this House believes that parents should be convicted by their minor children. In this cross-examination which I just from having, the opposition side, second speaker said, our speaker said that because they put supervisors there. But let me tell you something. Sometimes they can't leave a maid alone because, of course, everyone knows maids don't be safe too much. So at least they'll leave a relative as they're going to work, and the child will be supervised. So your point that the parent won't supervise, like full supervision, there will be another person, so it's wrong. We'll start on our second speaker's point that it prevents ignorance of children. Now, since the parents are, if I'm to say, the parents now know that if the child commits any crime, he or she is going to prison, so the parent will make sure that at least they don't allow a crime, they put adults like the rebut which I'm from giving. The second point is it leads to responsibility, yes, of parents. Now, parents will be responsible because they don't go to prison, and if they are irresponsible and like they leave no one, the child alone, and like what you thought that was correct, like lack of full-time supervision, the parent will have to go to prison. Another one which our first speaker said was depression of the child. When the child commits a crime and then the parent goes to prison, of course the child will feel so bad. So when the parent comes back, the child will never commit that crime again, or will try never to commit another crime again. So POI, rejected. And also that point that when the parents like go somewhere, like the child has made a crime, you say that child will not get enough food, will start suffering, but also there are relatives that also my second speaker mentioned.
POI.
Accepted.
You say that children will feel depressed once their parents are away and they will never commit that crime again. Even when they are taken to juvenile prisons, they will feel depressed because they are distanced from their parents. Why do you think that the arresting of parents will be better than taking these children to juvenile prison so that they suffer for exactly what they have done, not other people to suffer for them?
I think that because once you take a child to juvenile prison, maybe, as you said also, you said it in your speech, that a child can get bad peer groups as he's continuing on the road, whatever. Now, when that child goes to juvenile prison, he can have some bad peer groups, they all come out, then they stay. So now, they're going to commit crimes, they're going to cause, then when they want to catch them to go to juvenile prison, they are going to run to places they don't know. The following day, they go back to their parents. So if they take their parents, they can't commit juvenile. What? Rejected. Then one of your speakers mentioned, I'm mentioning bad peer groups. we also talked about discipline. If the parent is there and the child knows that if he commits a crime, the parent will go to prison, number one, it's going to promote morals. That child is going to be okay, he's not going to do any crime because he doesn't want rejected. He doesn't want a person to get angry of him, does a crime and runs away, and also revenge. I rest my case.
I start my speech in 3, 2, 1. I would like to start by rebutting some of the points of the proposition that they said if parents are taken to prisons or are convicted, children will learn the right thing. But no, they will just continue because their deeds were not, they weren't blamed for their deeds, and they will have no guidance. Or if they have trusted a family member and the parent has been rich, the family member can just take the riches. So that point was wrong. And you say that if a child knows that if a child knows that if I commit a crime, my parents will be what? Will be arrested. That is not correct, because you can't easily prevent crimes in children because you are not always with children, because they can commit crimes at school by killing others or cyberbullying because they are not being supervised or something like that. Accepted.
Remember, I spoke about teachers being there at school to supervise children. Where would bullying come from?
Bullying is not only when teachers are around, because in the night it's when bullying is mostly carried out, because there are no teachers in our dormitories. Matrons can be sleeping, bullying can take place. So your point is very wrong. And I would like to build up on the points of my opposition this side. It is very unfair to be convicted by crimes of minor children. Not only in those crimes, but children will continue because they have not been blamed. Children will just go on because they think what they are doing is right, even though they know that it's not right. They'll know I'm not being blamed. And another thing is that there are juvenile mental centers where children can be taken to prevent harming others. Accepted.
If the parents had told these children that things like killing and stealing are wrong, why wouldn't they know that what they are doing is wrong?
Repeat your question, please.
If these parents had really told their children that crimes like killing and stealing are wrong, how exactly wouldn't they know that what I'm doing is wrong?
I'm going to get to that point. And if children are taken to those mental juvenile centers, the juvenile centers have a role of checking what might be wrong with the mentality of the children, which can help them get treatment very early. Some children don't commit crimes because it was the cause of the parents not telling them, but some children are actually born with mental problems. So your point is wrong. No, our point is right. So rejected. You said parents don't guide children well, but some children are the ones that do not listen to their parents, yet they are guided. Due to bad peer groups and adolescents' influence, like you said, some adolescents want freedom, so they won't listen to what they have been told by their parents. I rest my case.
And that marks the closure of the round. Let's give the students a round of applause. At this point and juncture, we welcome Mr. Moses to
Can I have the camera take one gesture of fair play? Come up. Can we? Okay, we said we give a knuckle a stamp, but the judges have allowed me to appreciate a clap. Amidst Mr. Baraza, whose titles I will not list, has joined us. May you receive him, first of all, with a knuck. And now with a stamp. And now with a clap. I'm going to invite the debaters down from round one. Come and shake hands here. Pass this side. Come and shake hands as a fair play act. I think I should have a question about this during the quizzes. Why competitors shake hands after a match? Yeah, I have a question in the quiz. So I will support one question. Come and shake hands as a sign of oneness, to mean a game is not with your members. With your members. Thank you so much. First semi-final. Thank you so much. May the right house, may the house that presented exclusively well reach the finals. Good luck. And now, thank you again. I am going to waste no time and invite the second semi-final. Second semi-final, by authority of yesterday's qualifications, second semi-final has two houses still, and this is none other than Saint Mbaga A versus Saint Chuanka A. Now you're going to take the podium, and the judges will read to you the motion, and you'll have 10 minutes to prepare. In the 10 minutes, I wanted to allow the challenge with you people. Sometimes you use freedom wrongly, because I wanted you to go for a mini short call as the people prepare. Then in 10 minutes, but for you don't need 10, right? A simple turnaround. I will swear that you deserve it. Right, judges, together with a knock from the house, we receive at the same time Saint Mbaga A taking stage with Saint Chuanka A. At a knock from the house, to determine who goes to the final, the louder the knock, the higher the chances. Once you have settled, whose camp is sleeping? Imagine somebody is representing you and you're great. That is Saint Mbaga A. They don't know who is proposing and who is opposing because the motion is impromptu. It lands on you here, and the way the new curriculum teaches you, you don't prepare for a problem. Problems find you, and you must find a solution. So I'm going to invite the judges to give us the motion, and I'll time them. After the motion, 10 minutes, the debate starts to determine who joins. I don't know which house is already qualified. But like I told you, we cannot see St. Morgan and St. Chisto in the finals. We can see one. Judges. They pick the side. First pick the sides. And we get to know. First pick the side. And use the podium to speak, to give us the side you're handling. Use the microphone. The house should know. Does it have a button down there? It has to work. Our producer, our second microphone is our podium microphone. Is it on now?
We are proposing. Proposing.
We are opposing.
Council, I want this podium microphone on because it is our center of communication. Right. Saint Chuanka is pro and Saint Timbaga is up. Here is the motion. In 10 minutes you prepare, then you come back.
Okay, the motion for the round is, this House believes that parents should decide the type of punishment a child receives instead of the school, e.g. suspension, expulsions, exclusion from other activities.
The motion again, Judge.
One more time. This House believes that parents should decide the type of punishment a child receives instead of the school, e.g. suspension, expulsions.
Parents should decide the type of punishment given to the child in wrong instead of the school. Given the child in wrong instead of the school. And he has given examples. Pro and up. 10 minutes.
Okay, the motion one more time. This House believes that parents should decide the type of punishment a child receives instead of the school, e.g. suspensions and expulsions. One last time. This House believes that parents should decide the type of punishment a child receives instead of the school, e.g. suspensions and expulsions.
All right. Sentenberger, stand up. Preparation is on, right? So the focus is here. Sentenberger, slightly move out. Just move out very fast. I don't want any sound of the chair. Sentenberger, stand up. We assemble in front of Mother Kevin. Just outside there. Outside there. Saint Chuanko, where are you? Join, and we assemble in front there. Just chop, 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 chop. Saint Mwagali, stand up. Let's go. And Saint Chizito, let's go. In front there.
Hello?
Hello? Hello? Hello?
As the debaters are preparing for the second semi-final, I want to have the fans back in their respective seats. From any distance of authority, if you wanted to clap, do it. If you wanted to do any form of support, granted. For me, I would say, let's unite and welcome St. Mulumba House to their section of the debate. St. Mulumba House. St. Mulumba House, march on to your wing of support. St. Mulumba House, march on to your wing of support. This is a very strong team of oneness. We combine so well. St. Mulumba, when you reach, when I see your last fan taking the seat, I will invite, at this time, debaters are preparing for they're left with 3 minutes, 3 to 3.5. St. Mulumba, take the steps very fast. Great. And now, with power, strength, and energy, marching on like you're marching to Groli, St. Mawagali, march to your region of authority. And while there, do what is right. St. Mawagali. All right. St. Mawagali, take your seats very fast. I want to bring another color, and I decorate my room with the presence of the fans. And I will not waste time. Allow me invite Saint. I want to say that the most organized house at this entry point should be the winners. I want God to paint that picture in heavens and let the most organized house win. Great. Saint Kizito House, march on in oneness, in character, in passion, in power, in glory. Saint Kizito House, take the front seats. Saint Kizito, take the front seat of your area. Saint Kizito Chap, your time is about to be done. Saint Kizito, your time, we use 1 minute to enter. Saint Kizito, you're taking longer than 1. You're consuming longer than 1. Saint Kizito, you're taking longer than 1. All right. At this time, St. Mulumba settled long time, St. Mwagali settled long time, and now St. Kizito has settled. To be fair, allow me invite St. Mbaga to balance up the house when they quickly, sharply, expectedly, smartly take their wing of power. Take their wing of power. The steps on the ground can tell how fast you can run. If they are too slow, that is the speed you will take even in a max. So the steps on the ground must tell a well-decorated story. St. Kizito, you haven't settled yet, you went long time. There is still sound coming from your wing, St. Kizito. St. Mbaga, conclude. 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 We have chairs in front, St. Mbaga. Don't ignore these chairs in front. Don't ignore these chairs. Great. And finally, I invite St. Chiwanuka to take their podium, to take their wing of power. They'll walk smartly, articulately. They'll walk with purpose to occupy their wing of power. At this time, I expect the first houses that I mentioned to have settled. To have settled, and the coverage is for Saint Chiwanuka as they take their wing where they think they can stand and run the race without changing space. I'm going to the time check. Right, St. Chiwanuka, you're delaying the game because according to the judges, preparation time is done. St. Chiwanuka, walk very fast. And once you're there, sit in a way that decides order. Right. With a humble clap. Okay, with a humble stamp and knock, welcome St. Mbaga to the podium, the debaters. St. Mbaga, with a humble knock and stamp. St. Mbaga, where are you? St. Mbaga A. With a humble, yes, with a humble knock and stamp. Welcome until they have taken their seat. Second semi-final unfolds. St. Mbaga out with a humble knock of power and glory. Welcome St. Chiwanuka to the podium. Preparation is done. In 10 minutes, the prop and the op, the men on flag can remain for an hour. You can remain for an hour because you're strong. My voice is out. The judges' voices should be in.
All right. We congratulate the debaters for making it this far. We wish you nothing but the best. A few ground rules. First, all the speakers have 5 minutes of speech. The first and second speaker from each side will have or undergo cross-examination. The third speakers will not go through any cross-examination. We ask that we maintain silence as the entire floor as they speak. 2, we also ask that you maintain and time keep. PO eyes should not last more than 15 seconds. Cross-exam will be strictly 1 minute and 15 seconds. We wish you nothing but the best in the luck. We welcome the Prime Minister to read the motion and start the debate.
Resolved, this House believes that the parent should decide the type of punishment a child receives instead of the school. For example, suspensions and expulsions. A parent usually is a person who gave birth to a child. Another parent can be that person who adopted a child. To decide is to usually make a decision to do something. A punishment is usually a physical activity given to a person who has done wrong in order to correct them. A child is a person who a parent has given birth to or who has been adopted. We are the proposition side, and these are our points. A parent may have financial problems, and if the child is expelled, it will be extremely hard, especially in a financial way, to get another school for the child. I may give an example of myself. If I am expelled from this school for misbehaving, if I'm expelled from this school for misbehaving, and my parent had already paid school fees, had already paid the money for my requirements, it will be very hard for my parent, especially that parent of mine who is really low in terms of finance, to get for me another school. And let us say that school also, you pay for the requirements and the requirements are given to you. And if I can give an example, my parent has paid 1.54 million and 230,000 for requirements. Again, that is the money my parent is supposed to pay in another school. So I have made it very difficult for my parent to get money or to provide for me. So instead, it should be my parent. I should be forwarded to my parent to discipline me or to speak to me, to counsel me in order to be disciplined. Our other point is some corporal punishments by the school cause injuries on children. Whereas if it was the parent to punish the child, the parent may not necessarily punish, but as I said, the parent can counsel or speak to the child in order to behave well. So by this, still it goes back to the financial problem. You've prevented, 1, the parent suffering financially, and 2, the child also suffering physically. Our other point is, parents know their children better, and they sometimes like to keep it to themselves and the children. So the school should not punish the child. Instead, the school should forward the child to the parent to discipline them in their own way. As I said, it is not necessarily punishment that is given to a child. If at all it's the parent to do it, the parent can counsel, speak to the child in order for the child to be disciplined. I will end by preempting what would be the opposite side's points. You may say that some children behave in a way that the school may only be aware of, but still the school, as I said, can forward that child to the parent to discipline still in a way that I said. It is not necessary to punish. It is not necessarily punishing. You can forward the child to the parent speaks and counsels the child. And remember, in this African setting, usually we listen to our parents more because they're the people we have grown up with. Thank you. I rest my case.
Why did Why did the parents get the money to pay for your school fees when you're in that school?
My parents toiled because they knew I would not misbehave. So they toiled and they knew they are paying once for this term. I'm not going to misbehave and be expelled.
So can they toil again to get that money?
They have already planned once that I am going to pay school fees and requirements once, and my child is not going to be expelled. And instead, I am called after like 2 weeks, and I'm being told that your child has been expelled. And that makes it very, very difficult for the parent.
So will they be doing in those 2 weeks when they be still toiling?
Pardon?
What will they be doing in those 2 weeks when they be toiling to get the money? So
The child may misbehave, as I said. The motion tells us that this house believes that the parent should decide the type of punishment. So if the parent is deciding the type of punishment, as I said, it is not necessarily punishing, but it is the parent counseling and talking to the child. As I said, the parent speaks to the child and the child listens more to the parent, so the child will not be expelled, since it is the child, it's the parent that has punished or spoken to the child.
So when your parents are toiling, where will they get time to counsel you or speak to you?
They can be called here on maybe a parents meeting. We had parents meeting recently. My parent can come and speak to me and counsel me, and I understand, instead of suspending or expelling me.
But you said they can discipline children their own way. You do know some parents are short-tempered, so they can just hit their kids and the children
Yes, I said
get
not
problems.
necessarily.
Instead of the school instead of you giving your child.
I said not necessarily punishing. When I say not necessarily, means there's the other part of them being punished. Thank you. I rest my case.
Yes, we allow the meaning of the motion, what the proposer said, but they miss the sister score. So the sister score is currently the schools decide the punishments the children should get. We oppose this motion because if the school, the parents punish the children, the parents will favor their children and give them smaller punishments, which will make the children commit more crimes, because the children will know that my father is going to give me the punishment, so I can do this and that. My father is friendly to me, so he can do that. The next point is undisciplined children. Parents will lose hope in their children, hence increasing the rate of school dropouts. So every time a child is committing something bad, committing, the parent will start knowing that, no, my child every time is doing this and that and this, so let me just change him. Instead, so the parent will start knowing that if my child is doing this and that and this, parents will just say, let my child stop going to school, because every time my child is committing something wrong, is doing something wrong, children will commit worse crimes knowing that their parents are going to support them. Undisciplined children will do that because they know that, no, my father is going to help me out of this case. So let me just do some. They start doing it in stages. They first steal a pen, then they catch them, then they don't mind. Then the next time they steal the matron's staff's money, and then the parent forgives them. They just start doing it in stages. The other point is there are parents who are short-tempered. So if parents are the ones who are supposed to decide the punishments, the parents will say, no, this child is not minding about his studies. So the parents will start beating the child in a way that the child starts feeling unloved. So that takes me to my next point. If the parents don't punish. Some parents don't mind about their children. So if the child is in wrong, the parent will just chase the child out. In case the parent is the one owning the school, so the parent just chase the child out of the school. The child will start having second thoughts about his parents, if the parents love him or not. So it will make a child start feeling depressed and things like those. For example, about that point, some parents own schools. So if those parents know that if my child does wrong, my child will make other parents think that this school has children who are undisciplined. So the parent will just chase the child out of the school, and the child will start feeling unloved. My second point about children who commit worse crimes, an example is the children. Some schools they give children chances. So if the school is going to expel a child, the school will just say, first take your child outside and and work on him yourself. But if a parent is not supposed to do it, the parent will. If a parent is not the one supposed to do it, parents will lose hope in a child, hence increasing the rate of school dropouts. I'm sure I explained that one. I rest my case.
Thank you. The first question is, do you believe at this school you have class meetings?
Yes.
And do you believe that in this school, the class meetings, in the class meetings, they encourage or they teach or they inform parents on how to punish children?
You do know that? Did you know?
First answer me.
You do know not all parents come?
First answer me.
I'm telling you something. You do know that not all parents come here for the meetings.
Mm-hmm.
So how will they know? That they told them this and that.
Repeat?
You do know not all parents will come. Not all parents will come for the class meeting. How do you know that how will those parents know that they told them this and that?
Actually, in most cases, we are advised not only at school, but there are also some international or other websites that encourage parents on how to punish children.
As the speaker said, they will be toiling to get money. So if they're toiling to get money, what time will they get time to check those websites?
Does your dad?
This house believes that parents should decide the type of punishment a child receives instead of the school, e.g., expulsions and suspensions. I would like to begin by rebutting what Kagawa said during the cross-examination. He said that he asked if parents can toil again. But some parents pay loans, and within that time, before the child is expelled, they may be toiling to pay those loans and may have not even finished paying the loan. I would like to add on Honorable Malco's point on corporal punishments can cause like mental illnesses. Like some children can actually run mad because of these mental punishments. Like sometimes we have heard of cases of teachers maybe slapping a child and they begin nose bleeding, that stuff. Then some families are not financially stable. Like, let's say there are parents there are children whose parents are people who earn slowly. Like, let's say they are farmers, they don't even really have market for their crops. Then they borrow loans and even suffer to pay them, and their property ends up even being taken away. And I would like to add on a point that some children have problems with their bodies, like you may slap a child and they end up fainting or even maybe getting heart problems like heart attack. if this motion, if parents are the ones who decide the punishments given to children, it can prevent mental damage, because punishments given by school, parents know their children better than teachers do, because teachers may not know some problems that maybe the child is facing. Maybe the child, like their parents have fights at home, and then you may send this child back home, and the child feels accepted.
Do you know that teachers go to school so they train them how to punish the children and how not to punish the children?
Yes, but some teachers may also be too much and maybe get short-tempered and end up slapping a child, and the child may also end up fainting. I was still continuing with my point. Parents know their children better because they are the ones who stay with them at home. They know how they behave. They are the ones who gave birth to them. They know their health problems and all that. I rest my case.
Yes, I would ask the question that the point where I say that there are websites that teach teachers, that teach parents how to punish their children. Not all parents are literate. There are some parents that are illiterate, so they do not know how to use some phones. So how will those parents know how to punish their children?
Locally in African culture, you can go for advice from elders or clan leaders.
Yes, I would like to start my speech in 1, 2, 3. So I would like to start by rebutting Honorable Maluku's point where I say that parents will feel bad if their children are expelled. Yes, parents will feel bad if their children are expelled. So let's say a child has murdered another child and they call a parent to punish that child. Obviously, the parent will first look at the money he or she paid as school fees, and the parent will be like, the parent will not give a child a punishment suitable for that crime he has done. So that parent will lie us. And another point where Mugisha was cross-examining Honorable Kagaba, and he said that there are websites where parents are taught to punish their children. Yes, they are there, but there are some parents who maybe don't have phones and don't know how to use these phones which have websites. So that point is kind of not okay. And I would like to add on Honorable Kagawa's point where I say that parents will favor their children and give them smaller punishments which will make children commit more crimes. Yes, when a child knows that my father is friendly to me, a child will commit a crime knowing that his father is going to punish him, which will lead a child to commit more crimes knowing that the father is going to punish him. So the parents will favor their children. And another point, children commit more crimes because they know parents are going to give them smaller crimes. As I've explained on the first point, yes, parents will give their children like punishments that are not suitable for the crimes they have committed. So the children will commit more crimes, and parents will not give them punishment suitable for the crime they have committed. And still on the other point where my Honorable Malik will say that no parent would want his or her child to be expelled. So after paying the amount of money in school fees, so these parents will, let's say a child has been caught in murder, a parent will not say that, accept it.
Are you aware that there are some illiterate villagers that are arrested because of such activities or such punishments?
Which activities?
Like those punishments that are harmful to the children.
Which exact punishments?
Like murdering or beating a
Why
child
would a parent murder his or her child?
because of emotional thoughts.
Yes, but the parent will not. Okay, I'll go to that because I'm coming to that. No parent will expel. No parent wants his or her child to be expelled. So let's say a child has been caught in murder. A child has murdered another child at school. A parent will not come and be like. A parent will first think of the money he or she paid as school fees, and the parent will not say that I'm going to expel my child. No, a parent will at least give a suspension, because when a parent expels a child in the middle of the term, obviously that money will just, the money that she or she paid will just be no of use. And yes, parents lose hope in their children, because when a parent comes and they tell him your child has been suspected of murdering another child, a parent will lose hope, will even say, I'm no longer going to take you to school. I'm going to just take you and carry for people and do other stuff.
Accepted.
Are you aware that a parent feeling bad because of their child being expelled comes because of the fact that they have to toil and look for money again to pay for school fees and buy requirements in another school?
Yes.
Thank you.
As you've said, that that the PO have given me, yes, a parent feels bad. So a parent will not give the child a punishment suitable for that exact crime the child has committed. And I was still on the point of parents losing hope in their children. If a parent comes and they tell him or her that your child has been expelled, has murdered another child, a parent will lose hope. Like, you even kill people, so I'm not taking you back to school to kill more children. I'm going to take you and you start working these jobs that you can manage. And yes, if the school decides for a child, for a parent, a crime, a punishment, a parent will come at school and will say, and they will tell the parent that your child has been expelled because he has murdered another child. But the parent will not even think of any other thing. The parents may beat the child there and then, which will lead to, the parents may even harm the child or take anybody part from him. Thank you.
Do you believe that most corporal punishments that are administered by schools can lead to mental disruption?
Sorry?
Do you believe that most corporal punishments that are administered by schools can lead to mental disruption?
Yes, they can lead to which, like.
Thank you.
I want you to, no, I'm still explaining. I want you to give me an example of a school that punished the child and the child got mental disruption. Just an example.
Mental disruption?
Yes.
An example of a school?
Yes.
It may not, now mental disruption, maybe you have not understood it. You can get mentally disturbed, like every day you're thinking about, listen, every day you're thinking about, I have been caned, my bums are paining, my buttocks are paining, I have been caned. It is just common. Also, you have ever been caned and you feel it. You get? So mental disruption does not mean that you necessarily go mad, you become mad.
Yes, as you've said that a school punishing a child can lead to mental disruption. Even when parents, like a child can have a parent who's tough, and a child will be there thinking that, no, what is my mom going to do? Is she going to put me in a sack and throw me in the way? Or is she going to cut off my fingers because I've murdered someone? You'll be there thinking, but at school they just cane you. And you just go, you think about jokes, but there you don't have the exact answer for the punishment your mom or father is going to give you.
Did you understand when I said that
yes.
Parents don't necessarily punish, but they speak and talk to a child, and the child easily understands a parent?
Thank you. Resolved, this House believes that parents should decide the type of punishment a child receives instead of the school, e.g. expulsions and suspensions. Panel, we must understand this motion that it is not the opposition side is debating all about that parents are the ones to punish instead of the school. The motion states that they are deciding, is it or are they the parents to give the final decision or the school to give the final decision? This motion is actually telling us that is it the parents or Is it the parents to say that they are 10 days of expulsion, or the school to say they are 2 months of expulsion? So they say, or they set the punishment according to the desire of the parents. For example, the first speaker on proposition side protected time. The first speaker on proposition side said that as the parents may not have the time, the money, and then after expulsion due to the decision of the school. So if the parents decide that they are only 10 days and then they decide to the school, because there is no law or there is no decision that is brought to the school and it is just brought in, no, they decide, should we take this punishment that is decided by the parents? Then they agree as friends. So if they tell the parents that we are expelling your child for 10 days, the parents must agree and accept that punishment. Allowed.
An expulsion is automatic. They chase you away from the school automatically, so they cannot give you an expulsion for only 10 days.
Thank you, I understand you. So these parents, they understand themselves and say that if your child does such a crime, he is going to get expelled. So that's why they decide and agree that if your child steals this, if your child does this, your child will be expelled. So, as I continue, why I say our side is winning is because of you, the opposition side, understanding the motion very badly and taking it in a way that the parents are the people to punish instead of the school. But let me explain to you the punishment that is brought, or if the school is the final decision to this punishment, the parents have not yet agreed on this punishment. So the parents have the teachers have the ability of hitting this child into an emotion. As let me describe for you emotion in relation of a feeling. An emotion is a person's an emotion, or a feeling is a person's desire, or rather than a feeling is a person's emotion rather than his thoughts. So his emotions run faster than his thoughts. For example, not all teachers may think that, oh, let me think twice, and because they are those teachers that are brought up in, let's say, an emotional manner, that they can, when they think once, they just hit the child. So that's why we say the parents should be in this conclusion or in this part of deciding for who are to decide. Allowed.
So when the school hold meetings to train the teachers how to cane and how not to cane, like how to control their temper. When the schools hold meetings to train teachers who weren't trained that well to how to punish children.
I advise you to hear more well. I said an emotion runs more than a thought. If you decide it is you first, an emotion runs in the mind faster than a thought. So that you might find some teachers that can go in the emotion rather than the idea of what to do to a child. As I finalize my points, then as I continued, mental damage from the proposals was said. Because this mental damage, the parents, there are some parents that have emotional feelings about their children that do not want to share them. Like for example, if your mother passed through that labor pain and it was too hurting and emotional to her, the child may have some physical or mental damage that the parents may not tell the teachers, which will actually needs the parents' decision on how they will punish the children. Then, thank you.
Let's face that microphone as we are deliberating. Make sure you are into the right position of the microphone.
Resolved, this House believes that parents should decide the type of punishment a child receives instead of the school, for example, suspensions and expulsion. I would like to start my speech with a rebuttal of the proposer side. The proposer side have mentioned that mental distraction, but I want to inform you that if a parent makes a decision, because there are some children who are going to commit a crime, there are some crimes whereby a child is not going to commit, but it's going to be a misunderstanding. Now, without investigation, they are going to call that parent to school. That parent, without understanding the situation, without hearing the child's side, is going to take a decision that is going to make this child doubt the parent's abilities. You also say that parents make final decisions, they don't take the punishments. But I want to inform you that we are going to be in a situation whereby a parent is called to school when we are like in a crime that a child has stolen like the whole dormitory's soap or something like that. That parent is not going to first think, Boba, this child, let them just do this. That parent is, due to the anger, that parent is going to stand up and hit that child himself. Because there are some parents who do not first think, then react. Protected. Huh? Take it.
Did you listen to me well? If you did, I said that they agree on which punishment is to be given to the child. Thank you.
There are parents who don't think before they act. Please understand, there's a parent who you call to the staff room, you tell him the thing that the child has done, and that parent is not going to understand the child's, he's not going to listen to the child's side of the story. That parent is just going to take control and hit that child. Please understand me. Teachers' emotions. You have told us that parents have websites whereby they can study from how to punish their children. But I can tell you that can't also those teachers go to those websites and search for how to punish those children, because you can tell me that something that is on the teacher's side is not on the parent's side. So also these teachers, it will be something. It doesn't make sense for a parent to have a website accepting.
Why wouldn't a school first investigate a child's crime before inviting a parent to discipline them?
Of course, that school is first going to investigate, but their parents,
But you said the school wouldn't investigate.
Please.
Thank you.
Hear me well. I've said the parent will not investigate or hear the child's side before taking a decision. So, I would like to start with the first point of the proposers, where they said some parents do not have enough money to change their child's school, so that parent will counsel the child and you will get better. But I want to tell you, there are some pig-headed children who do not just understand by being told words, but they understand by inflicting pain onto their bodies. They are going to understand when the school tells them that please pack your bags and go. They are going to understand that this is wrong. I'm not supposed to do this. But if it's because now financial support. Okay, yes, the financial support is going to be a problem. Accepted.
Did you listen in my speech when I said that when a school is going to expel a child, instead, when we follow the motion, the school should invite a parent to discipline and talk to the child, which is like a warning from a school to the parent. Did you?
I beg your pardon?
Did you listen in my speech where I said the school, before expelling, the child can invite a parent to speak to the child? Did you listen?
Please, I heard your speech clearly, and you said that the parent will not have enough money to change the child's school, so that parent will just cancel that child. Thank you. You also said that some corporal punishments by the school cause harm to the child, but I want to tell you that, yes, there are parents who don't think, and have been stressing that point. They will also not think, and they will hit that child. So, but I rest my case.
And that marks the closure of the round. A round of applause for all the speakers.
All right, consultation. Can I have a knock for the debaters? A stamp for the debaters? Belinda, Belinda, you're riding a bicycle with 2 legs. Can I now invite Saint Chuanuka the other side, Saint Imbaga this side for a fair play? And the judges will tell us which houses are into the finals, and in 3 minutes the finals will begin. By 2 we shall go for lunch when everything is done, because when we go our link will be paused and connecting will take a longer process. Come here for fair play. Chiwanuka and Mbaga, come and do a gesture of fair play. A gesture of fair play. A game is not a punishment, and a debate doesn't change our minds. After the end of the game, we come back to brothers and enjoy the oneness that we always have. It was just 1 hour of difference, and now one team. So I just want to get the judge's voice. Debaters into the finals. You have 1 minute gone, and you're left with 2 minutes. The motion here, you're supposed to use the brain a little faster. So, judges, ruling, and give us the houses or the teams into the final. And the final should take 30 to 45. I want to appreciate your order, your posture, and your supporting by stamping and knocking. It was great. When you hear the judge's voice, just know one team and another team are proceeding. Now, you teams going to the final, you are relaxing. Your 3 minutes for relaxing are over. So the moment you're called upon, even if you are sent him back or sent Chiwanuka into the final, don't say we have just left the stage. This is what happens at this stage. You don't have a week. You are eager, and I'm also eager to get the results. DJ, sorry, at no point of time you should play a song not from Uganda. If you are playing a song, it has to be typically a song from Uganda. Yeah, we cannot understand other nation is better than ours. So if you're playing a song, make sure it is a Ugandan song, a song by a Ugandan. There is no way we can learn to love Uganda, yet at gatherings we play songs by other people. So typically,
all right, so announcement for the first semis. In the first semifinals, we had Mawagali in the proposition, Kizito in the opposition. By a unanimous ballot, the team that proceeds to the finals is the team, drum rolls, Kizito A debating in the opposition. Congratulations, commendation to Mawagali.
So Saint Kizito. So, Kizito, Saint Kizito A into the finals. Judges continue.
This one was proposition. They were prop. Just that rows I didn't change.
Okay, in the second semifinals, we had two teams debating against each other. That is Chiwanuka A and Baga A. The team that proceeds to the finals is none other than, drum rolls. Congratulations to Chiwanuka A.
Echoes of 2023 academic league, when St. Kizito and St. Mbaga were in the finals, are now back in the debate. In 2026, St. Kizito and St. Chiwanuka. That day, I remember St. Kizito edged past St. Chiwanuka. Are we watching a replay of 2023, or we are watching a completely new movie with new actors? A replay, a new movie. A replay, a new movie. Kizito, replay, new movie. Chiwanuka, replay, new movie. All right. A 2023 academic league in the same colors in the debate in 2026. All right. House order. Order. They'll be telling me number 3, number 4, number 5, because we said we shall get those positions after this stage. Can we prepare? 3 minutes are over. You have actually used 5. And now, in power and glory, you people who believe in Saint Kizito, double the knock and the stamp as we invite them to the podium for the final case. Here, the judges have allowed me to allow you clap as they come, so I can give them a clap. A replay of 2023, a new movie of 2026. A replay of 2023. Yeah. All right. Order. Oh, we moved at the same time. Great. Now, here, I will not allow further preparation of 10 minutes. Preparation is at a final are done more naturally and more artistically. So, I will not allow the 10 minutes prepare. The brains are prepared. Teamwork is the identity that can identify you from the rest in the battle. Judges, over to you.
Okay, congratulations to the finalists. That's Senti Chizito and Chiwanuka. Congratulations on making it to the finals. So, my colleague is going to
Toss.
help with selection of sides. Then I'll read for you the motion.
Over which you will propose or oppose. And you tell us on the podium microphone.
We are the opposition side.
Opposition. Good.
We are the affirmatives.
You are the affirmatives. Great. Judge, motion.
Okay, thank you. So, the motion for the finals reads, this House believes that government should declare that pupils in primary boarding schools should be taken home every weekend. I'm going to read it 2 more times. This House believes that government should declare that pupils in primary boarding schools should be taken home every weekend. The second time, this House believes that government should declare that pupils in primary boarding schools should be taken home every weekend. Finalists, are we okay with that? Great. Your prep time is on. Okay, I've been advised your prep time is not there, so just harmonize on your cases within 1 or 2 minutes and we start the debate. Thank you. Okay, a few rules. Cross-examination will only be to the first and second speakers. That said, pure eyes are still encouraged since this is a finals. Let's try as much as possible to enjoy the finals. For the audience as well, let's also try as much as possible to enjoy it. So I'll be the chair and I'll be the timekeeper. To that extent, you'll hear notification bells when you've utilized your first minute. You also hear a notification bell when you're left with 1 minute. So do well to speak within that time range. Please do not say anything beyond that. Cross-examination will be 1 minute and 15 seconds. Substantive speeches will be 5 minutes. Let's do well to that extent. Prime Minister, ready when you are. First speaker.
Resolved, this House believes that government should declare that pupils in primary boarding schools should be taken home on every weekend. I'll definitely begin by breaking down this motion for you, panel. A government is a group of people given power or authority to lead a country or state. Declaring is to simply put in action that something is supposed to be done. That is to declare. Pupils are usually primary learners or learners in learning in primary. Yes, learners learning in primary. Boarding schools are those schools that have students who are around for all that time, for all that term or the semester. The students do not go home until the end of the term. Those are boarding schools, basically. We are the proposition side, and we are supporting this motion for the reasons above. We would first like to make something clear that the main reason for this action, or putting this act into this act, is to provide extra rest for the pupils in the primary boarding schools. As I told you that in these boarding schools, what is happening right now, usually in most of the schools, is that you are there for the whole term, or as you can say, the semester at school, and maybe the only thing that happens is a visitation day or parents meeting or check on progress. This time is not, there is resting time, but the rest is more effective if at all you're getting it from home, where you feel all the peace. So the gist of the matter here is rest, and the impact of rest is that there is higher academic performance, since you're letting your brain to calm down, cool down over all that stress that has been coming in through the week, all the revision, all the tests, all the examinations. It is helping you to rest so that in the incoming week, your mind is fresh, ready to take in whatever the teachers are going to teach. Denied. It also helps to reduce mental burnout. This goes back to my first point, in a way that if this is put into action, maybe, yes, if it's put into action in all of the schools, that the pupils will be going back home, let us say on Friday evening, and they come back on Monday morning. So they will have Saturday and Sunday. They will rest freely, they will play freely, they will do everything they want, and they will rest their brains. This decreases mental burnout. This helps your brain to refresh. The other thing is that, as you well know, that if it is a primary boarding school, or as I can say boarding school, you are at school, you the pupil, you are at school, and your parent is at home. You're totally separated. As I said, the only days that currently that you may meet is visitation day, parents meeting, and check on progress, of which this time it does not even reach. You don't even get adequate time to speak to your parent, to be free, to play freely, have that inner peace that now I am settled. Now here we go to the bonding. As I said, only those 3 days are the days you speak to your parent physically through the term. Those are the 3 days. Then, of course, there are exceptions where your parent can come and visit you. But the bonding now will be more. Since you know that I am going to study for these 5 days, that is to say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, then the rest I will go, and on Saturday and Sunday, I will be with my parents. Thank you. I rest my case. 1 minute, Ronnie. I rest my case.
Said that when they go to their homes, they will have enough rest. Are you aware that some of these journeys can be tiresome? You stay in the car for a long time, and remember there's this factor of traffic jam. You may spend so much time there sitting in one position, you become tired. You're going for 2 days, remember. So again, you'll be traveling there, or like on Monday. So it will be more tiresome than when you remain at school.
That is an exception, but still, if it is a long journey, it takes around approximately 6 to 7 hours. Let us say I'm coming from here to maybe Fort Portal. Like I will travel for that time, and I'll know that I'm going back to rest. Then I will travel again. There is still a time gazetted for rest.
Remember, in those 6 hours, you are cramped up in a space. Your legs will not move. You will feel tired. You will feel uncomfortable.
Rest after that journey.
Those little rests that you get, you remember you also have to come back.
Still, you rest. You have that time for the rest. The time for the rest is gazetted. Thank you. I rest my case.
I continue to say that when you're doing cross-examination, remain in your position. You don't need to come in front. The microphones can make us receive you.
I'll begin my speech in 3, 2, 1. I agree with the motion that states, with the meaning of the motion that the proposition side has given, which states that the government, that this House believes that the government should declare that pupils in boarding primary schools should be taken home every weekend. So first of all, I would like to start by rebutting what the previous speaker said. He said that they will get enough rest. What you mean at school they will not get enough rest? Remember, these are the weekends we are talking about. They can teach like half of the day. They can teach the pupils, and the other day they can play, the other part of the Saturday, they can play, they can go and sleep and get extra rest. And Sundays, it's completely free, given the masses, which still you will get more rest. And if you travel from like a long distance, you're cramped up in a space, you're uncomfortable, you're not able to move. So you shall be tired when you like go and rest. You will not be able to rest enough.
POI.
Please rest. And I remember there's also this factor of coming back. Then you'll be like tired. By the time you reach school, you'll be tired. And when you start learning, you will not be concentrating because of of how uncomfortable you felt during the journey. So I'd like to start with my points. The first one, which is there are high transport costs of fuel, most especially in Uganda. So, as you know it, in Uganda we have no oil refinery. So I think they have started drilling oil in Lake Albert. But this oil is taken to Tanzania so that they can refine it and they bring it back. So the government, in order to recover that lost money, they will charge more on the fuel, and the child is going every weekend. So these parents will struggle to get fuel, and they will not be able to pick their children. Already they are struggling to pay the funds, to pay the school fees. So how will you expect them to get the fuel? Another point is the logistical burden on schools. The schools managing departures and returns every weekend is chaotic. There's commotion. How do you like every weekend a car is coming, like there's traffic, eh? So the school every time to organize, and it will cause a certain disorganization which will affect the school, and it will be expensive to the school. Another thing, it increases chances of lateness and absenteeism. These children can use the advantage.
POI.
Accepted.
Does every child have a long journey home? For example, this school, if I am a pupil of this school and I live, for example, in Seta or Chisenyi, me the pupil, will I get fatigue over that journey?
No, you may not.
Thank you.
They are not necessarily long because of the distance. They can also be long because of the time you spend in the traffic jam. Okay. Another point, when you keep going home every weekend, this will limit independence and resilience. By independence, like when you go to the higher levels, you will not be used to being alone, and this will affect you greatly. You become homesick. And what I mean by resilience, like the ability to recover from something. So when they keep going to their homes over the weekends, they will lose that ability. They will not gain that ability to recover from the challenges they face, and they will not be used to the conditions at their schools. Instead of like going home every weekend, the schools can organize visiting days or short breaks within the terms to cater for those parents that cannot manage those high fuel costs from their homes, because we are in a crisis, like not all of us. And remember, there are these parents that take their children to public schools, so they even struggle to find the school fees. So that will affect them greatly. And also another thing, when, like, okay, education requires consistency. Like, you keep on teaching these children, keep on reminding them of what they have been taught, keep on revising the same points. It also requires discipline. You go home and you lose that discipline, you are not used. I rest my case.
You talked about enough rest during the week, they give them enough rest during the weekdays. But do you know that if the government declares this time, that there should be enough time for these people during the weekends, or a breakout for pupils in the weekdays, do you believe that the government will also reduce, or the school will also reduce on the time for relaxing in the weekdays?
If you heard me well, I said during the weekends, you said weekdays. So your question is not valid.
You said weekdays.
I said weekends.
You said there is some time for them to rest in the weekdays, so they don't need to rest in the weekends.
I said, like, during the weekends, they can teach them half day on Saturdays, and they'll have enough rest. Unlike traveling, where you may get fatigued, you become uncomfortable.
Then you're supporting our motion.
I am not.
Thank you.
This house believes the government should declare that pupils in primary boarding schools should be taken home every weekend. I would like to begin by rebutting what the opposition side said. One of them said in the cross-examination that they face long journeys and are tiresome, but the school can make a provision for those children whose parents who have to make long journeys to those districts far away, so that they stay at school and they can have, maybe the school takes care of them in that meantime. The opposition side also said a point about children learning how to be resilient and independent in secondary schools. Actually, this of taking pupils back during weekends is actually better than having day schools, where a child just gets totally exposed at once to this life of being a person in the boarding school who's all alone. It gradually exposes them to life of being in boarding and the real life. I would like to give my point that actually less money is spent by the school, because when people stay at school for the weekends, the school spends money on feeding them and also accommodating them for those nights, like the meals, and teachers may also sometimes come. Accepted.
Aware that the school gets school fees paid by the parents. So the school fees already caters for the meals and the stay there.
Yes, but the school fees, they can subtract the school fees used for the meals of Saturday and Sunday and reduce the school fees to the amount that's suitable for the weekdays only. Then this also gives time for parents to follow up on their children's performance and how they are doing their classwork, because parents are coming every Saturday, coming on Friday to pick their children for the weekends and leaving on Monday. That means within that time before the parent leaves, they can check through their parents' books, consult the teachers, how these children are in the classroom, if they are active or if they are stubborn. This also gives chance for staff members, like let's say non-teaching staff, the matrons who are here from Monday to Friday. It also gives them time to also check on their family relatives, gives them more time to also even rest. I rest my case.
Said something about being able to visit their relatives. But are you aware that this school it may not have this weekend, going home every weekend, but they have holidays. So these children are still able to see their relatives.
I was not saying the children, I said the staff members, like the non-teaching staff.
You mean all the staff members stay at school?
No, I said, for example, I gave an example of the matrons who have to be there when the children are sleeping, even during day. They may not get that enough time to check on their family members and relatives.
Remember, during day there are activities that take place, the children are somewhere else. These matrons can use this chance to go and check on their relatives. And remember, sometimes there are two matrons, and these matrons, like in some schools, one matron can go, and then the other one handles the dormitory.
But for the case of a school that only has one matron in each dormitory, what do you say?
I begin my speech in 1, 2, 3. I would start by thanking the proposers for their wonderful points, but wrong. He said that these children whose parents cannot pick them can stay at school. But I want to inform you that if these children stay at school, these children will become depressed. And since we are speaking about young children, primary children, they will not understand this, that their parents don't have enough money or they cannot pick them. They will think that their parents do not like them, and this will cause depression. I still spoke about the point of enough rest. Even at school, we have enough rest. Like, let me say in my premises in this school, we study on Saturdays, we study for, not even half a day, we study for only like 5 hours, and the rest of the hours are hours for resting, hours for having fun, and we can rest. And remember, these children go home on the same day all over the country, and they will not get enough rest because they will have these hours of going back home, and there will be traffic jam, and they will get tired due to the traffic jam. And as they come back to school, this will still be the same case. They will not get enough. There will be a lot of traffic jam, and they will come late, and they will not be in time for their lessons since they will be reporting to school on Mondays. So they will not get enough time. They won't catch up with the school activities. And so let me begin with my points. Going back home every weekend interrupts the academic routines. It interrupts the learning flow. For example, some activities like revision are carried out during weekends at school, because during the weekdays, the children and the teachers are concentrating more on covering up the syllabus, so they will not get time to revise. But when we remove like 2 or 3 hours from the night, we get 3 or 2 hours from these weekends, we can revise and and it will be of a great importance to us. It reduces the time in which the syllabus is to be covered. There are some activities in schools, like, for example, accepted.
You said something about children being given work. Can't the children be given simple activities like maybe project work that they can do between Saturday and Sunday?
Oh, now let me give you an example. When you go back home, you go back for over 2 weeks, but this simple holiday package they give you, like for holidays, when you go back home for holidays, like the third term holiday is the longest. They can give you like 3 sets, which you can finish in that time. But pupils still don't complete that work, and you expect them to complete project work in 2 days, and yet you also mention that they should rest in that time. No, that won't work at all. And these children, so I'll still on the point of the syllabus. The syllabus will not be covered in time because there are co-curricular activities like sports games, like what we are doing right now, music, dance, and drama, that these activities are carried out during the weekends. And if the children go back home for the weekends, they will not get these activities will be pushed in the weeks, during the weeks, and the children and the teachers will not get time to finish the syllabus in time, since these activities have been put during the week. And these frequent travels will make the children get tired. And this also causes fatigue in the children. And it makes it hard for children to concentrate because they have to go back home every weekend. Before you go back home, you get anxiety. This anxiety will disturb your concentration. You will not concentrate in class because you are very anxious of the going back home. And imagine you get this anxiety frequently. Every week you have this anxiety. Imagine all those times of not concentrating. So this will not work out at all. And there is traffic jam in the country. So children will always be late for their classes on Mondays, and it will cause a lot of fatigue than when they stay at school. This causes a traffic jam. See, now on weekends, there are some people who work like doctors, and there are ambulances that are taking people who are ill to hospital. So if there is this traffic jam, these people will die. Like, there's a lot of traffic jam. I give an example. When NAMILYANGO College Girls School and the girls' school are reporting, there's a lot of traffic jam, and I request for 15 seconds, please. There's a lot of traffic jam, and if there's a lot of traffic jam only in 3 schools, how about the whole country? That means there will be a lot of traffic jam, so it will cause fatigue, and at the same time, people will be late for activities. I rest my case.
How can a child be anxious yet they know that they'll be home the next weekend?
You also know that we have resting periods. But still, if you know that you have these resting periods, you are still anxious. And yet you are used to them. You have been in these resting periods from P1, and yet you are still anxious. So it will be the same case in this way.
The anxiety cannot come in when there are only 5 days of space between a weekend and a weekend. Okay. Are you aware that if a pupil gets extra rest in the weekends, the brain refreshes and is able to perform better?
There is no extra rest in these weekends because you spend like 15 hours, you spend like 5 hours of the day going home. On the fatigue you add on more fatigue, and you go back home and you have to also sleep, and that little sleep you have will not cover it up. And still on Sunday, there maybe you can get maybe enough rest, but the following day on Monday you shall also go back home. You shall also go back to school with fatigue due to the traffic jam. And
just leave it. Resolved, this House believes that the government should declare that pupils in boarding primary schools should be taken home every weekend. As I've said, the motion says boarding primary schools, not secondary. Now, where did you get from NAMILYANGO College? Thank you. As I continue, this panel, we must understand that this motion briefly tells us that going on weekends and also coming back in the weekdays as a boarding school, this is just like mixing a day school and a boarding school. So as I begin my points, this will actually help to maintain the culture, protected time. With this will to maintain the culture, how? We have had cases of some people who don't know their mother tongues, right? So if these cases are there, they can be reduced by giving the parents, the pupils, some time of 2 days to go back home and learn or practice a bit of their mother tongue. You may say that it may reduce on their content of understanding the school's recommended language, but only 2 days cannot affect a child that much. Okay, as I continue, aloud.
Like you have said, the 2 days cannot affect the child that much. Also, the 2 days will not help the child to master their language. Thank you.
At least they'll practice. Practice makes perfect. Let me continue. Then you talk about enough resting during the weekend. Now, enough resting. This a mixture of boarding and day schools. This means that they will actually not like NAMILYANGO, that they will increase the holidays in 2-3 weeks. Due to the fact that they are going home every weekend, they will take the holiday around 1 week or even no holiday. But now, if we say that they're having regular going to during the weekends, so this will actually help the students to have enough rest. But this is not actually completely rest. Rest doesn't mean that they are going to go home and only sleep. No. Rest means that they are actually given homework or projects to go and do home. Not too much that can take 4 days. No, they can take only 1 hour. Go and research about colonialists and come and take so that they can. It also promotes research aloud.
In the beginning, you said, where did NAMILYANGO College come from? I want to inform you that I wasn't giving NAMILYANGO. I brought in NAMILYANGO College and the girls' school to show the traffic jam that is there during days when we are going back to school. Home together. I wasn't including it in the primary school.
Thank you. The motion says boarding primary schools. You would have included NAMILYANGO girls. Now, as I continue, some special. You declare and say term travel during to places of long distances. Let me actually tell you, panel, that this, if you really want that school so favorable for you that you really want it so much, one, you either get your home nearer to the school, or you get a school near to your home than traveling all those distances that you are regretting. So, as I continue, or if that is so infectious, you tell or you query about the administration of the school. You say that you request for a vehicle to always take your pupils from and to school in the weekends. Not allowed. And then, as I continue, it promotes regular follow-up. As I said, the pupils actually go back home. And when they go back home, it is your mother asks you, how is school? What did you get in this test? Yeah, so all that promotes, this all promotes regular follow-up, like how is your health? All this promotes regular. So it also gives the time for the staff to rest. Like, for example, if the teachers are teaching throughout the term of 3 months, the teachers may also get exhausted. So in this weekend, you might find that the teachers get the time to relax, rest, and feel at home, so that they can, the next day they come back with energy and power and research to teach their children. As I continue, that you say that it promotes anxiety, but let me tell you, when they're given projects, it keeps their time from searching stupid stuff, which promotes studying. It promotes research. Because there are some people who come with unresearched. So when it promotes research, it actually brings to us the... Thank you.
Start my speech in 3, 2, 1. I would like by building up on one of our points where the opposition side said weekly transport is very costly, and the reason why they say that is some parents or some children don't live exactly near the school or in that area, but they travel long distances away, and the costs are very expensive, and maybe parents, some are toiling very hard to get the money, but they can't get the money for transport costs. So I disagree with that point. And you say that it gives staff members time to rest, but staff members in most schools, actually most boarding primary schools, on Sundays, there's normally no studying, because I've seen it from very many. I won't give examples. Because it's a free day, like they follow the Christian basis where they say respect the Sabbath. So staff members get time on those weekends to rest and have time even on Sunday. Children rejected. Children still rest on weekends. No school would organize lessons on weekends unless there are exams upcoming, and those lessons are not for the whole day, but maybe the half of the day. You said provision to keep children at school, but when children see their friends going, they will develop
POI.
hatred to their parents. Accepted.
Do you believe that a school spends less on weekends on the pupils, since the pupils are at home?
It doesn't, but still what your
Okay,
point
thank you.
was, it gives more rest, but also on weekends we rest. So that's my point, and it interrupts with, another point of ours was, it disrupts academic focus or routine. It can interrupt learning flow, preparation for exams. Because if we are always going back home for weekends, on those weekends, we can use that time, maybe not the whole day because we can use it for free time, but we can use some of that time, included to do research and rejecting. And another point of ours was it limits dependence, it increases safety concerns. It exposes children to road accidents, which can cause death of students, because you can't tell me that every week and children are going back home. You can't tell me that there might not be an accident. Even though it's minor, it can cause injury to the children.
POI.
Accepted.
You say that staff members are not much busy on weekends. Then what of the cooks who cook the food? Who will cook the food which the people shall eat?
Probably cooks on Sunday, since we have mass in the morning, not only in this school. They rest for more time, then they start preparing the breakfast later because there is mass. So your point is trashed. And it limits interdependence and resilience. That I'm just building up. Children cannot solve their challenges. That's irresilience. If they can't solve their challenges and can't get used to loneliness in future, where parents might not be to come for them or to come for them on weekends, what we are getting used to in primary schools. Rejected. And instead of every weekend, schools can allow midterm breaks or visiting days, because just on the visiting days here, some parents don't come for their children because they might be busy or they might have some problems. So this balances emotional needs and education stability. And another thing is that education requires consistency, discipline, and structure. Going home every weekend will distort the minds of children, which might affect them in their exams or tests. I rest my case.
Okay, that marks the end of the finals. Drum rolls for the teams. Let's give them a round of applause. For the teams, please shake hands for purposes of sportsmanship, since it was a grand final. And I hand over to Mr. Moses.
All right, fair play takes place from down. Producer, give me another microphone. This is not to the volume. Can I get I love the fair play. I love the fair play. You might think Trino is not friendly to Irampa. These are friends. It was an exchange of 1 hour. Actually, away from this, the game, when the game ends, we go back to our normal friendship. Come down and do a proper fair play. Come down. Come with the microphones, because I want the next speaker to use the best. Come down. As your house claps you, Lower. Come here, come here, come here. Here. And now, do a more formal, yes, that one. I'm still looking for the best microphone. Still looking for the best microphone. This sound is great. Yes. As the judges tally, we are going to get 2 speeches of authority. One from the head teacher, another one from our chief guest. Thank you. The hand is coming. are welcoming Sister Immaculate to make her remarks as the judges. This black microphone is really nice, and this position is very comfortable, and the color is balanced. No one belongs to black here.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chibuka, our chief guest, Mr. Baraza Vincent, Chairperson, Academic Committee, the Deputy, Mr. Sewana, our judges, house masters or house teachers, our coordinator, Mr. Chibuka. A very good afternoon to you all. I want to begin by making my remark that this activity has been very, very impressive, and give yourselves a clap the NAMILYANGO way. And there is no way this activity would have been impressive if you did not dedicate time to having the practice that is required. I remember last year when we started this here with the 4 classes. Did you start from P4 to P7? With the 4 classes from primary 4 to primary 7, this hall was full. And Mr. Chibuka was giving us the different styles of debating. You know, we didn't know that it would end this way. At the beginning, everything seemed to be very confusing. And I'm sure you also found it confusing that time. But right now, I must say that there is nothing confusing. You are all very confident. I liked the way you are all bringing out your points. And it is so good that you are given the motion from here and begin thinking straight away. That is extremely important. That you are not helped by a teacher. Nobody is helping you, but they have trained you to get your own points. So give yourselves a clap. So I want to thank the trainers. I want to thank all of the teachers who have dedicated their time to training our learners. This debate is something very, very important. You may not realize it now, but as you move on, these skills that you're acquiring right now, the confidence and everything, they are going to help you later in life. It is very important that you get up and be able to defend yourself. That when something comes up, when a person approaches you and they are telling you something that you don't agree, you don't simply remain quiet. You bring up your point. Even if the other person doesn't agree, but you must bring up what you feel is right. So, to our judges, you are here with us yesterday. You know this activity is not an easy one. Sitting right from morning till evening, trying to get out the best and listening attentively to all the debaters. So I want to thank you so much for the sacrifice that you have made. We cannot take this for granted, but the fact that you are invited and you accepted to come, we want to thank you so much for that. We want to appreciate you sincerely, because without you, then we fail to get the opportunity to get fair results. You know, as we are having these inter-house competitions, if we were to use one of the teachers here, nobody would believe that the competitions were fair. But right now, you don't know any of these children, you don't know the house, the leaders of the houses. So for you, you are just bringing out the right thing. So I want to thank you so much. Thank you for giving us your skill. Thank you for giving us your expertise. We sincerely appreciate. And let this not be the first time, but when we invite you, please keep coming. We appreciate you so much. To our organizer, Mr. Chibuka, I know this school has quite a number of activities all the time, but whether you are alone or what, you keep saying, and we move. So I want to thank you so much for being a driving force behind all of these activities. Because when you're still giving excuses that we are too busy, you say, sister, even if we are there too, we are going to have this activity. Thank you so much for driving us all of the time. We appreciate you. This is our first activity in this academic league. Next weekend, we are having spelling bee. So we are preparing ourselves. And who knows, the quiz might come next time. So let us prepare ourselves for the bull. Now, when you win this time, make sure when it comes to the spelling bee, you are there. When it comes to quiz, you are there. So this is just the beginning. So as you celebrate knowing that there is another activity that might knock you down. So as you celebrate, make sure that you keep revising and following what the teachers are telling you so that you don't miss the next activity. Now, the rest of us who are cheering and following whatever we are doing, we want to make sure that next time we get as many as possible from that side, because we want so many people to take part in all of this. So when any of these, or those who were from your houses yesterday, when their names come out, just say, this time don't take that one back. I'm ready. So be ready to defend your house. Dear Mr. Balaza, I don't have the right word to say thank you. I want to thank you so much for usually being part of all the academic programs. Even if we tell you when it is late, you usually oblige. We are sincerely grateful to you. Thank you so much for having pride in the academic progress of NAMILYANGO Junior Boys. Thank you so much for being a part of all of the struggles. Thank you so much for the support. And as a member of the school management committee, we get a lot of encouragement when you are with us in all these activities. To our parents who have managed to be with us, thank you so much for sacrificing your Sunday. We don't know which house you are supporting, but for sure, each of you would wish their house to be the best. But this is the beginning, even if the house is not the best. Now, like Mawagali, you are here, Mulumba, Chizitombaga, and Chiwanuka. So right now we are looking at number 1 and 2, either Chiwanuka. Chiwanuka has been with Mbaga, with the Chizito in red. So Chiwanuka and Chizito. One of you is going to be number 1 and the other one is going to be number 2. So number 1, number 2. Don't worry. You know when you are the first and the second, all of those are very good positions, aren't they? So whatever you take, whatever you get, know that you are already there. Mawagali, don't feel bad. You will still get the opportunity. Mbaga and Mulumba, we get ready. Next Saturday, we are having the spelling bee. The spelling bee is on the way. So if it is to wins or Chiwanuka, tell them you are taking this trophy only today. Next Saturday, the trophy will go to another house. And the rest of you, Chiwanuka or Chizito, whoever wins, make sure these people don't take the trophy from you. Don't allow them to take away the trophy. Work and remain with your trophy. So I want to say thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for being part of this. Very, very impressive. Our public address. Sisim, thank you so much. At least we have been able to hear everything and communicate so well. Live streaming. Thank you so much for taking this activity to the outside world. May God bless you. Thank you so much for your attention. I take this opportunity to welcome our chief guest, Mr. Baraza Vincent, to come forward and address the gathering. Thank you so much. Let's clap the NAMILYANGO way as the chief guest comes.
Thank you, sister. The Lord is good, and all the time. When I stand here, it is the management committee that is standing here. Sister has just commented that I always respond rapidly to the academic activities taking place here. I'm doing this on behalf of the school management committee and on behalf of your parents. This year, something very important took place before you came back. What was it? In this country, it was nationwide. What was it? General elections. Now, whatever the teachers are doing, they are not wasting your time. They are not wasting their time. They are preparing you for adult life. Some of you attended these rallies, and you could hear some people saying that last time we elected you to go to parliament and you did not mention even a word until the parliament ended. Now you want us to elect you again. such was an embarrassing statement, not so. And in many cases, such a people were not voted back. So, when I say we are preparing you for adult life, you are going to be the parliamentarians of this country in the near future. And therefore, the teachers are preparing you to speak eloquently. A good leader must be able to speak well. A good leader must be a good orator. So, it's not for nothing, be it you are elected to be a president, be it for parliament, be it for town council, be it for any leadership, you must be always be able to speak eloquently. Now, when I had just entered, Mr. Chivuka was saying that there is now new curriculum according to the education policy. Now, this curriculum rotates around problem solving. You must know how to solve immediately the problem that you are confronted with. Now, at the beginning of March, it's sometime in March this year, PLOE results were released, not so. And one of the subjects that was poorly performed across the country was social studies. And the director of UNEP, Mr. Odom, said the problem was that children or candidates were answering questions according to cram work. Yet the questions required them to interpret them and be able to apply them in everyday problems solving. So I would like you to take keen interest in that. When I said social studies was poorly done throughout the country, even here, social studies was poorly done. I hope the teachers will make you look into that properly. Sometime I will request the headmistress and Mr. Chivuka to consider introducing another type of academic competition, and this is called language elocution. Elocution, E-L-O-C-U-T-I-O-N. Go and check that in your dictionary. Language elocution simply means the art of public speaking. It's close to the debate, but Mr. Chivuka will tell you more about it. It's also very interesting, and it is good at sharpening your brain and preparing you to speak confidently. So, it is not for nothing that teachers strive to to put up these academic activities. Like I said, they are preparing you for adult life, and they are preparing you to be eloquent. They are preparing you to be confident when speaking, and they are preparing you for leadership. I would like to thank the headmistress and staff for preparing you for in these activities. I would also like to thank our judges for taking their time and listen carefully where you went wrong, where you need to correct yourself in the future. It is unfortunate most of you are out. And then be able to win if you have lost this time. This competition is a healthy competition, devoid of envy, devoid of jealousy. That's why Mr. Chivoka was calling them to come here for, for fair play, to shake hands. You are as if going to fight, and yet you are learning. So thank you very much. Keep up the spirit. I thank you.
All right, I just want judges to make remarks in 1 or 2 minutes, also introduce themselves, and after that, we declare the winner, award trophies to 2 houses, and we continue. Sister, I've already said it, preparing for the spelling bee. So within exams, there will be spellings, master those spellings. So judges forum, quick remarks, then we declare how the trophies stand and how the academic tournament table stands as of this day. Judges.
Thank you. The head teacher, teachers present, my colleagues and pupils. My name is Vincent Odong. It was a pleasure being here. I thank Shadia for the invitation and Moses for the organization. I personally, I am my debate teacher, sort of like a profession. So it's like my main thing. I've been doing it for, I think, about 10 years now. I won't spend a lot of time talk about it, but I was generally impressed by the level of eloquence and the ability of the pupils at articulating and communicating, because when you're a teacher, you're always comparing. You see one, you compare to the next, and compare them to the previous schools you've been to. So all praises from my side. We're generally impressed. And I'll invite Peter to make remarks. Then finally, I think Paul. Thank you.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Is it afternoon already? All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Peter Elianu. I work as a data analyst. I am not a debate teacher or anything, but I am also a debate coach. I've been debating at SMAC. We've been coaching at Nabingo, and currently I coach at SETA A level. Debates, public speech, as well as poetry. The few remarks I can have for the students are: 1, there is a lot of talent here, but it has to be built. We cannot keep saying, oh, we are talented, and this is strictly for the pupils. You say you want to be a good debater, you have to work for it. You have to read, you have to make your research, you have got to learn how to practice. And I am so grateful that the administration of this school has been able to facilitate something like this. This shows that we are moving towards the right direction. So in regards to how the debates went, the major issue that I think we noticed was more to do with people expressing themselves, where they want to more or less copy somebody or how somebody spoke. I think the bigger focus here for every pupil is to learn how to be yourself and build your own way of speaking, so that we can be able to understand that this is so-and-so speaking and this is so-and-so speaking. I believe that that's what I noticed. There's so many other things that we noticed, but due to time, we would like to stop here. I would welcome Paul to say something. Once again, thank you so much.
Wow. I know the reds and the blues are like, whatever you speak, we are waiting for the marked line. It's about.
Thank you. The guest of honor, sister, staff members around, and everyone else, good afternoon. Yes, I believe for the most of us who are in uniform, you already know me, according to yesterday's interaction. My name is still Paul Oyala. So I'm not going to say a lot because my colleagues have said the most part of it. But I'll just say that I am really pleased with the talent that you have here. However, talent is not enough. Consistency beats talent. You need to put in work, you need to do research, you need to put in more efforts. Just like any other sport, debate is also a sport. That's why you see there is a semifinals and there is a final. So you need to try as much as possible to make yourself better. It does not mean that because a team was in the final today, that next time again they'll be in a final. You never know the team that didn't even make it to the semifinals or quarterfinals. Next time they'll be in the finals and they'll win. That's if they put in the efforts. So do not sit down on yourself and say that, oh, I cannot make it because last time the other team made it to the finals, or maybe because you stopped in semifinals and you say that, oh, we won't make it because there's a team that already won. So always try as much as possible to put in more efforts. That's all I can say for you for now. Thank you.
All right. Echoes of 2023 quiz finals back and ringing strongly in 2026. So strong that they are ringing past hunger. We are not feeling the hunger because the level of anxiety has risen high. In a debate final, there is nothing like giving totals or percentages. We have the winner and the first runner-up. So this is what I will get from the judges and which we shall share in our other schedules. 1, we shall get the best individual debaters. 2, we shall get the final standing. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 5, because we have 5 houses. For now, I'm going to give out those 2 trophies. Someone first come and pray so that, because I know when I said this one, we'll forget about God who has given us good weather, good public address system. Someone from St. Mulumba or St. Mawagali first come and pray for this moment. And then I know God has accepted us to declare what we have. Thank you.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Lord, we thank you for today. We thank you for you have given us the life to come here today. We thank you for bringing this new skill to our school, and we pray that the winners may be announced. And we pray for peace after the annunciation of the winners. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
We pray that the winner may be announced. And there is peace after announcing of results. I used to think God takes long to answer some prayers. He has already answered that one. Mr. Sewana, get the first trophy for the first run-up. I think from Mr. Sewana to the head teacher and to the house. No, from Mr. Sewana to the head teacher to Mr. Baraza to the house. Right? So they are going to parade themselves like that. Great. And now, they are coming here. They are coming here. Don't worry, camera person. They are coming here. Good. That's how the trophy will come. And I will start from that, what is at my hand. They will start the spelling bee from the position number 5, so close, because the difference is not so high. And these, please give them a clap. And these are the members of Saint Mulumba House. What I'm going to read might not be true. Great. Third position. I'm not going to use the language of run-up, the American language. Third position. Oh, fourth. You guys are very attentive. We will go for lunch and come back. Okay, fourth position. As we go high, please give them a clap. And you have clapped Saint Are you okay? Mawagari House. Starting from the third position of the Academic League 2026, doubtlessly, because they were in the semi-finals, is Saint Mbaga House. And finally, oh Uganda, may God uphold this country of yours. The 2023 finalists, there were Cocos left and the Bwanika left. But the Irampas leave and the Malukus leave. Final standing of the table. Go to Mr. Sewana when I call your house. Saint, oh Uganda. Don't you love Uganda? May God uphold Saint cheer. Are you okay? I need to be sure. Yes. Saint, I'm reading the second ranked house. Saint cheer. Cheese. Okay, we leave. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2026 First Academic League debate position is Saint Chiwanuka and Saint Kizito as winners. All right, now, order. Producer. Now, Saint Chiwanuka come for the trophy of the second position. Saint Chiwanuka come for the trophy. Saint Chiwanuka come for the trophy. Champions of last year's academic league, open up for the. No, let's stand properly. We are covering. You have not received it. Okay. Receiving, Madam Nakenga, hurry up. You people have stolen the trophy from the chief guest. Give it back to him. Give back the trophy to Mr. Baraza. Receiving the trophy for championship for 2026 debate is Saint Chuanuka! Wait, off the podium, give it Madam Nakayenga.
Them say,
Go back.
Say you can never be the one.
Producer, I said no song from any white. So you have killed everything of my plan. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to hear these guys coming, answering like, oh! Ladies and gentlemen, as it was in 2023, when Wakoko was taking on Wanika, so it has come true when Irampa and the team has taken on Maluku and the team. On the match, slowly. No, can we, please face me. Now, the team captains, I'm surprised this one was on the trophy, did not even take the podium. Stand properly. She's to go back and stand properly. Okay, the team captain of St. Kizito rises close on a count of 3, 2, 1. St. Kizito, our champion! Game over!
I will never be the loser. Now we're a winner. Don't go out to book a loser. Now we're mufuzi wa kotoli muwanguzi. Afuka kode chile mudongo nonya spesa waka wite. Asibi kechikari mufuzi. Afuka tatu moto ya kutamuka wanguzi. Kwa musumi. Kano kayimbye kajja mutima nange neebuuza zani wamma bwe bavuma kufana n'ekima kati kuba shows neziwuma lanasomba suwa n'ebyuma ng'abalala bagamba nkyuma mu baana bonna tebangema mudaddala obulwadde bwannuma n'okusoma buladi kwalema sapeero babo tewantama nze gyemmanyi katonda gyali nasulako kapeti obuliri tewali n'ebivula ebyali ku nkumbi bbiri omutojjo nayitanga mu kikuli kuba buzibu buzeeyi mu maagi n'abakazi gabampita bbali kati wina ebakubira ekitoli tabu oli muwakuza omuyimba kyeyiya olaba ediketa ava ku street n'atuusawo stamina ebotuwairi muwanguzi yava mu keto z'ekamo kyanangula eryate nakaleke oli muwakuza sikali okuwakuzira ebone kufuwa tova mu manja.
You realize most of us did not have lunch. Kindly go for lunch. The celebration will continue. Next week, another house may celebrate. Let's go for lunch. Thank you so much for being a wonderful audience. Thank you so much for your participation. It has been the POI. And now, next week, you have a full week to spell over 1,000 words. May I invite you to your lunch session as we close this beautiful day. Thank you so much.